Hey, what's up? It's your boy Jilly with Jilly Vision. I'm at Nib's Juice House, downtown Silver Spring. I got the homie Jude with me. Today we talking financial literacy for young adults. Let's get it. What's good, bro?
What's good, man?
Hey. How you been, man? Good.
Yo, what's up, everybody? My name is Jude Obiarinze. I got my bachelor's from Morgan State University, my master's from UNCG. Currently a senior consultant. I'm a forex trader, as well also a private equity investor, and soon to be a truck dispatcher. Get at me.
What's good, bro? How you been, man?
Been real good, man.
What's up, bro? Yo, shout out Magruder, man. Class of 07.
Yeah, we
Colonels.
outside.
Yes, sir. We out here. Yo, so I guess we get right into it, man. I know you went to school for accounting, got your master's, educated in the field. If you don't mind, man, I got a couple scenarios, some questions to ask you, man, and get your take on it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so I guess the first one is, man, like, you had a kid, just graduated high school, he's not an athlete, he's not the smartest, his parents aren't rich. What do you suggest he do, to start, like, heading in the right direction for life?
It's a loaded question. I'll say there's a couple of things. Based on my experience, I went to school. My parents didn't have money like that, so I had to do, getting scholarships as well as, getting the loans. So I would suggest definitely work hard in school to try to get a scholarship since your parents might not have money, or, definitely get a loan, like student loan, which is common. Most people have student loans. But if you go to school, you gotta be wise and do your research to pick the right path, understand the timeline, so you can finish in a reasonable time where you're able to maximize on that investment in yourself to get the degree.
Exactly. Right.
That's like the major key, because some people go to school but they don't know what they want to do, or get a BS degree and then they get to the real world and they don't have no true skills or marketable. I'll just be wise picking that school career path. Or you could go to trade school if you want to do the student loans and learn a trade, a skill. There's so many different trades out there. And this current market, you got to be flexible trying to learn to do things like technology is huge. Because you go to McDonald's, you see there's a lot of machines. You go to Giant, a lot of machines.
Right.
So you have to see what's happening in society and try to capitalize current events and see what's going on to maximize on the future. And also say definitely learn how to trade. Different type of traders, there's swing traders, day traders. Definitely learn how to trade and just work on your skill, because if you work on your skill, people will give you money. So the different firms.
That's the kick right there, man, to get people to give you money to invest.
Yeah. So just work on your skill, because numbers don't lie. You can produce that you're good, people give you money to trade, and you can live off those percentage and use other people's money.
That's sharp, man. Actuarial science, 100,000 to 200,000 right out the box. IT and all IT related fields, starting off around 85,000. Trades, plumbers, 59 to 97,000. Electricians, 60 to 100,000. CDO drivers, 50 to 75,000. Carpenters, 51 to just under 90,000. Swing traders, day traders. So my second question is, or second scenario, all right, so what are some good saving account methods or strategies or some investment ideas or paths that one could take, that's a little more promising than your traditional savings account, because I know those do nothing for you. So, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I would say definitely look to other methods, because everyone knows the banks for typical savings and checking, you don't get that much.
Right.
So I would suggest CDs, certificate deposits, where you put your money in for a long period of time, but you get more of a higher interest on your money. It's slow money to me, because I like faster money, but that's still a method.
Right.
There's also cash management accounts that different brokers offer, which gives you higher interest on your money. And there's high yield saving accounts as well, where you could get more interest on your money. But I would say definitely look into other strategies such as like investing your money into the markets, because yes, it's a risk, you could lose money, but also you could gain more of a percentage return on your money due through market fluctuation, volatility. And I know like some people listen to other, you know, investors or gurus that tell you to save, save, save.
Right.
I ain't trying to mention any names. Life is short, so I want to tell someone to just spend their whole time save their money just to pay your bills. That you should be able to spend money to live, to enjoy life.
True.
So that's why there is a 50, 30, 20 rule where people say,
I heard about that.
yeah, like 50% of your money goes to like your expenses, your like main living expenses, 30% for like your wants, and 20% for savings.
Yeah.
But you don't always gotta do like 30-20. You can just do what works for you, because everyone's different. Some people like to save more, some people like to spend more.
Right.
But definitely, I feel like you should definitely be a little more open to investment opportunities,
Right.
and take more risk. Life is a risk, and
For sure.
if you don't take a risk, how can you win?
That's sharp. That's real. Cash management account. High yield saving account. 50-30-20 rule. 50%, 30%, and 20%. Here's an example. Tyrone had $1,000, right? So 50% of that, like 500, is gonna go towards his rent, his bills, car note, gas, car insurance. And the 30%, that's gonna be 300. That's going towards his social life, going out on a date, etc. And the 20% or $200, he put in his savings account or towards investing. All right, so here's something else, man. What are some tips to build wealth, or that generational wealth that our community is lacking so much of?
Simple. Ownership. The different type of ownership, like one is like buying businesses. That's one way, because nowadays by having ownership and buying businesses, which will be considered an asset, that's how you build wealth, because if your assets are more than your liabilities. So nowadays, if you buy a business, you can always, improve the value and sell it at a higher valuation, therefore creating more return on your investment by building that business up. So some people get into private equity, where they just straight just buy businesses or work on it, buying business with a certain value that's low, increase the value and get out quick. So I'll definitely suggest get into business ownership and like buying business, even with like a small percentage, because some percentage of ownership is still ownership.
Exactly.
And I also suggest real estate assets, or get into like trading and playing with capital.
So, my third question is credit cards. Personally, I grew up being scared of credit cards, man. So, are they good? Are they worth getting? Do you suggest them? How can it help or harm you?
Well, I definitely suggest getting credit cards, because in life nowadays, in America, credit cards show if you're credible. If you shows your payment history, if you're credible, make your payments. For some people who don't have credit cards, or at least a credit history, it's harder to like get certain items. It's harder to probably get an apartment, harder to get a car, because with credit cards and with a good payment history and credit score, like I ain't trying to use myself for example, because I am a unicorn, because I have around 800 credit score.
Sheesh.
But that takes time to build, because there's certain like metrics you gotta meet on your credit cards. I mean your credit history or credit card stuff, like payments. You gotta make sure you make all your payments. You gotta have a lot of accounts. You gotta have like low credit card usage. Not too many dark marks. These certain criteria all factor into your credit score. So it's very important to get it up, so you could get like lower interest when you go to buy a car or get a house. You might have to put less down, and there's just certain benefits you get by having, a good score and have a good credit history. And also there's also business credit that most people don't talk about, which I highly suggest people to get that because it's different metrics when it comes to business credit cards. So you can like max out those business credit cards and it won't show up on your personal. So if you're personal, if you max out your credit card, like it's gonna show your statement like, oh man, like your score is low. But your business credit card, there's different like benefits, and it's also a good investment strategy to kind of use your business credit cards for certain type of business dealings. So I suggest definitely building your credit history. The earlier the better, because it takes a couple of years to get a high credit score.
Yeah. Sharp, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look, my man Jude, man, obviously knows his stuff. Man, this be quick financial literacy for young adults, man. Something you can take, put that in your pocket, pass it on to your kids, kids. We trying to build wealth out here, man.